up, YouTube? What's up, Patreon? What's up, all you hooligan fans, friends, Bruno Mars, friends, fans, Andy Anderson Paak, adjacent, all the above. It's been a long day. I'm glad we're doing something chill today. We're getting started with a request from my friend Hannah O off of Patreon. Thank you so much for hitting me up with this. She wanted some more Bruno Mars. We're gonna do some more Bruno Mars. This is the evolution, 1990 to 2021. So since 2 years before I was born till last year. I'm interested, man. He's in his like little Elvis get up here. This looks great. Let me make sure y'all can see this too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can check me out on Patreon, just like Hannah did. The link's in the description box above. Let's see what's going on here. I have no idea what we're walking into. I'm excited for this. Let's check this out.
When I was a baby, my dad wanted to call me Elvis. So when he called me that, and then now look what happened.
Look what happened.
When I grew up, I want to be just like Elvis, like now.
It's sunny and bright on Christmas Day. Yes, it's Christmas all over the world.
Man, he was pretty good. Like, how old was he in this? He was like 6 or something like that. Like, it wasn't too bad, right? I've seen this video. I talked about this video before.
Take my whole life too, so I can
Look at, like, he's got the look down. He's got the whole thing, like, and at such a young age. And like, okay, so the video before I talked about this, the one before, he's singing into a Beta 58, and like it makes sense like to give that to like a kid, because like it's hard to tell a kid to just like hold the microphone right to your mouth the whole time. So like the Beta 58 is a little bit hotter than like an SM 58 or like whatever the regular like dynamic mics are. And then that way, like, you know, he can pull away, he can be a little more free. And then if there's floor monitors, like it has a better kind of like a Polaroid pattern. So like if there's 2 floor monitors in front of him, he won't have as many feedback issues. So from a management perspective, it makes sense. Little tiny Bruno's killing it. His hair, man, the hair game is... Look at this.
Lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me in?
I would love Bruno with his hair. If he brought this hair back, I would love Bruno with this. Man, he was killing this at a young age too. Like this here too, man. Like this is great. And like I don't know how many of y'all are performers, and I don't want to talk out of my ass too much, but like for me, it was really hard to figure out how to sing with a band, like especially young, especially this young, like because like not all the regular cues are there. Like you can't hear the disc noise like you're normally used to. Like everything that gives you a little bit of a subtle cue isn't there. It's like now you have people's mistakes and you have instruments that sound different and stuff. So it's just like, man, like I'm seriously impressed.
Lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before.
Like, listen how good he is. Like, listen how good he hits all those notes.
Your love lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me in? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. But now since I see you, and it's all. Baby girl, your attention's so close. It ain't nothing I see. 'Cause I'm gonna want you now we're here. The way that you're shaking on me.
So, like, this must be, I'm assuming that now this is like an actual band with Bruno, because, like, he's got backing vocalists. He's got all the parts in here now.
Now we're here. The way that you're shaking on me makes me want you so bad, sensually. Some people want to make friends, some just want everything, but everything means nothing. Tonight ain't got you
So he's been spending a long time singing in that like head voice, falsetto voice too. Like it makes sense why he's so proficient at it, because like, man, he's been doing this his whole life. He's been singing in that like top register, that top mix for his whole life.
Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine.
Man, he's done everything.
Smiling next to Oprah and the Queen.
So hold on.
Wasted. I wanna
I'm curious about the production change between the two, just like a couple years apart.
beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes.
See, this one, the 2010, like to me sounds like a much more expensive mix. Like it sounds like there's a lot more going on in the production side of it, which is like would show the next tier of like level up, right? Like it just sounds like it's, I mean, it could be the upload, there could be a bunch of things that like play into that, but like if that were the case, like you can hear just like in the EQ, there's like so much more top end, there's so much more like the kick drum, so much more pronounced. Everything separates from like the vocal. So like what happens is, we're gonna spend a minute being a little nerdy. So what happens is you have a equalizer. Imagine like, you know, those things like you like in the garages or in the vehicles, and most people have like a V, like a smiley face or like an upside down frowny face. It makes like your different sounds do stuff. So like each instrument will have one or multiple of those, and then what will happen is you have a compressor, so something that squashes the signal when there's too much of it. So when Bruno starts singing, whatever the frequencies on that would be like show up high, the rest of the band they turn down, and it just gives him space. So there's no actual volume change, it's just like signal change. And it sounds like in Billionaire that there's a lot of like that going on, because it's like everything stays very top and present, nothing's buried, nothing's lost, even though there's a lot floating around up near his vocals. Just kind of interesting from like a production upgrade.
Magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. Oh, you know, I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. I'll take one shot for my pain, one drag for my sorrow. Get messed up today. What you don't
There's a few of these that like I've never heard this one. Liquor Store Blues.
one shot for my pain, one drag for my sorrow. Get messed up today. What you don't understand is I catch a grenade for ya. Throw my hand on a blade for ya. I jump in front of a train for ya.
Is so like the big thing that I noticed in this one now, what year is this one? 2010. So like compared to the early ones, like when he was the wedding singer guy, the notes in the at the top of his chest voice into his head voice and falsetto, they almost sounded like a little shaky in the beginning, and that's just like it is what it is, just being a male vocal going through puberty and everything. But in this, it's like bang on. It doesn't sound like he's missing anything, because like I said, he's been practicing for a long time.
Throw my hand on
And like what I mean by that is like, say like me as a singer, and like I'm not Bruno, and like I very well understand that, but like just for the sake of the example, there's a lot of notes like when you get to the top of my like head voice or top of my chest voice going into like my next register, where it's like really shaky. Like there's a lot of like missing notes, and it sounds like Bruno has gotten away from any of that. Like it doesn't sound like there's any missing separation there, because like I say, he's just spent so long doing it, right?
a blade for ya. I jump in front of a train for ya. Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna bang in my bed. I don't feel like picking up my phone, so leave a message at the tone.
What a jam. Like this is like, that's so many musicians, you know what I mean? And like like it just, I bet you it's a blast. Like I would want to bring all my friends with me too. Like there is no like, I mean, like aside from the like actual entertainment side, like there, like you can do a lot with tracks these days, and most bands do. It's neat to see people actually showing up with like fucking 30 musicians, you know what I mean? And of course Bruno would be the one to do it. Like why wouldn't he?
Picking up my phone, so leave a message at the tone. And night when the stars light up my
Start the choreo.
I sit by myself, talking to the moon.
Here's a question. Like I see all the Ed Sheeran posts where it's like him busking and then performing in front of like thousands and thousands of people. How come I don't see that of Bruno? Because like Bruno was like singing like on the news, I think, right? Like in Hawaii or wherever, and doing the Elvis stuff. Like it was like really really young. Like that's a big transformation too, you know. Just curious.
When we are called to help our friends in need, you can count on me like I'll be there. This one's for you and me, living out our dreams. We're all right where we should be, just like the clouds.
See, like all this stuff, like the production sounds really good. Like this is all like primo stuff. Like his vocal sounded great in this one. This one it sounded like fantastic, and that beat behind it too. I like that Bruno, his hat game is on point all the time. I appreciate the shit out of that. And like he just looks so comfortable in like small, like intimate little like performances, or like that big stadium one that he was just doing. Like, and this is still like fairly early in his career, right? Like it's still 2010, 11.
It's for you and me, living out our dreams. We're all right where we should be, just like the clouds. My eyes will do the same if you walk away.
Oh yeah, forgot about this. Man, Snoop's a big name in the business too. Like to have a song with Snoop is a big thing.
We don't care who sees.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh man, bass, and like look at all the choreo. Like everything is growing, man. Like the stage, the production, they got like all the matching suits now. There's no hats, but everyone's matching. Like man, like look at this. Like this is a big transformation, man. Like if this wasn't sculpted to a T to like you have to be successful and we have to like draw it all out. Like this is cool, man. This is super cool.
That's what you said. You told me, baby, baby, please don't go away.
Bruno must have a lot of views, like just net views. You know what I mean? This is cool. This is like an old vintage thing. So this is a replica of before they started making Shure SM58s. I'm pretty sure this is one of the early versions of the SM57, which is like Kevin's talked about it a lot. So that's what Kevin likes to sing into. But they're really bitey. They're like for male vocals. They're really like growly. It's basically this microphone, just really small. It's basically this microphone, but it had this little 90-degree thing on it because they didn't make 90-degree cables at the time. So for the broadcast or for like TV, it looked ugly. So they had it so it would go sideways instead of like this would just go straight down, right? So just kind of interesting. Probably for the video or whatever's about to happen here.
Young, too dumb to realize that I should have bought you flowers. I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine, so fine.
Oh yeah, right. Oh my God, I saw this one too. Oh man, and like the stamina to like just hit those notes back and forth. Like when I reacted to that video, like y'all should go check that video out. I think that was a pretty fun reaction. That was a really fun reaction. What I thought was dope about it though was like you can do that so many times in a night. You can't sing like as you know if you're Bruno Mars. If you're okay, like I can't speak for Bruno Mars. I gotta stop doing that. So like if you're me, like you can only sing those notes so many times, and like you could probably do it. I don't know what the number is. Maybe it's like 30 times and maybe you only do it 4 times in a night, but you only get so many. And every time it's a bit of a chance because it's like he's pushing himself, man. Look at him like live this. Let's go back for a sec. Look at this. These harmonies too. Come on. Has Bruno done a couple of these? Like is this like the Victoria's Secret or something? Has he done a couple of these then? Because I've seen the one where he did like Chunky and whatever the other ones are, and he's got like the big fur coat on. Is this a different one? this music video is what made me fall in love with Bruno Mars. Before all this reaction stuff, this music video lives forever rent free in my heart. And my band, the band I used to play in, used to do this song, and it was so much fun. It was just such a blast. I wish I had a video of it. I would put it up. I wish if I had a video of it, I would put it up, but I don't. But this video, I was like, oh my god! Not only is he so talented, he is so entertaining. Like, this is because I just wasn't introduced to it earlier. But this is the one that did it for me. I'm sure it did it for a lot of people. This thing was huge.
Sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood.
It's even funnier now that y'all have told me like who all these people are and how I've gotten like introduced to them. Like, just Phil being his like right hand man at the time just throws his checkbook. That's so funny.
Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep
So
up.
same thing you hear, like the vocal just mixes so nice with everything that's happening. It's because like as he's singing, not the notes don't duck, the frequencies. So it's more like just like all the sizzly stuff. Like, I don't know, you have to like look up like a 31 band Spectrum EQ and just like watch a demo of it. But anyways, so as he's singing, like say if like his vocal comes out, like what's mine? Mine's like kind of like 800, kind of like 1.2K, kind of like in there typically. Depending on like how I'm feeling. So like if they had that boosted because it sounded nice, or if they had it as a clarity thing, but the guitar and the keyboards also had it, then just that frequency would duck while I'm singing in the other instruments just to give me more space. So it just sounds nice and like it's just like perfectly mixed. Like listen to how well the vocal just sits with like all the instruments and everything.
Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Gotta do it in the penthouse. That's why I keep my pen. But you can't dance. I ain't got a rhythm. But you got a man. I don't see a winner.
I can't slide it any further because there's shit in my way. But oh my god, I wasn't expecting this. This is my favorite video. I watch this like for sure once a day. For sure once a day.
So many pretty
Just
girls
for that
around me
scene
and
right
they're
there.
waking up the rocket. Keep up. Gotta do it in the penthouse. That's why I keep my pen. But you can't dance. I ain't got a rhythm. But you got a man. I don't see a winner.
Oh, it's just so perfect.
Down, let's get it.
It's just so perfect. Oh, bass. Oh my god, some bass. Come on. Where's this one from? I might have seen this one. Where's this one from? Wow. Hold on. Look at him gas himself up for this. Right here. See, and then like back to the mic tech thing, man. Like there's one consistent thing through this whole thing is he's had really good mic technique. He's even as a child, man. Like in this, and like so he's grabbing another microphone and he's it's probably not correct, but like he's just like he's letting it all out. He's getting this big like almost like flex to get it all out, right? And like he's staying right directly in front of the pattern. So even though he's gonna be louder and you don't want to like rip the mic, like everyone's heads off, he's pulling away from it, but he's staying right in front of it instead of going to the side, leaning his head, cupping it, like any of that bullshit. Like Bruno's killing it. Bruno's killing it. This whole time he's been killing it. See the hair, man. I love the hair. Bring it back, Bruno. Bring it back. But and it's interesting to hear how the writing changes too, because like this is very much like the party, like going to the club, like kind of vibe, and like a lot of it still has room to be like stadium ready though, because like there's a difference between being like a bar band and like performing on bars or like on TV, or like if you only do the music video thing and the album releases, you can be like really intricate and really technical. But the bigger and bigger scale you get, the longer and longer your notes just naturally hold out, because like a snare drum shot isn't just a snare drum anymore. It's got this huge space behind it, so you have to start building around that. And even this being more upbeat, it's still got lots of room for that, like, you know, like the main fill, the blah ba da da ba da da, like that in a stadium you could still get a really good representation of it. But it, you know what I mean, like you kind of like getting what I'm laying down here. It's interesting to see from the writing perspective as we go along this too, is all I'm saying.
I drink till I'm drunk, smoke till I'm high.
I don't think I heard that one. I don't think I've heard that one. The Wake Up in the Sky.
I drink till I'm drunk, smoke till I'm high.
I want to see a live of this. I've gotten a bunch of requests to do the video of this, and I've seen it so many times. I would love to see a live of this.
Pull my trigger, let me blow your mind. Hey, I'ma leave my door. I'ma leave the door, baby. I'ma leave my door open.
What a talented man. Just top to bottom. Just top to bottom. I mean, like, I don't know. Here, let me get rid of this. Where am I? Where am I? I just like it's really neat seeing like understandably what the discipline would have had to be since like such an early age. And it's like there's one thing to be like supportive, but there's another thing to be like positively enabling, right? And it's like I think there must have been a lot of that, because like if he wanted to be Elvis and he wasn't like I don't know if anyone's ever seen that documentary. It's called Trophy Kids, and it's like about like parents who like their dream was being athletes. Now they'll do everything they can to make their kid an athlete. And it's like, it almost becomes like toxic. It's like, it doesn't look like there was any of that. Like, it looks like, I have no idea. I shouldn't be talking too much, but like, it looks like he had a lot of support from a very early age, and a lot of like professional support, even like, you know, mentorships and stuff. And like, y'all know better than I would, but like, I'd be really curious to know, who kind of helped pick him up from like a professional standpoint, even if it was just like, you know, like a band from back home, like if they did anything, if they had anything cool, like stuff like that. Like, I don't know, there is some magical force or fate or something that came and picked up Bruno and guided him down this path. Cause like, man, like he's obviously doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to ramble too much and sound like I'm just trying to like blow smoke. I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed every single time. And like I said, this in another video, like if other musicians cared as much, and I don't even want to say cared, that's the wrong word, but if they put in the effort, like if they listened to the music that they were trying to show their influences from, and they studied it, and they had hits in pop genres, like current pop genres, and they come up with this like fantastic blend of the two, like in Silk Sonic, like of course they're gonna win. Of course they're gonna win. And they spent time doing it. It's like how long do they sit on Leave the Door Open? Like 3 years, something like that. And it's like, because they wanted it to be right. They were just not putting a record out. Like Bruno's got nothing to prove anymore. He just wants to put on music that he thinks is gonna surprise people and it's gonna deliver something, right? And it's just, it looks like he paid his dues and it did a lot for him, and it looks like he did it right, in my opinion. Because like I say, like even the songwriting, like from where like, well, in this video at least, and like to my knowledge, where it started to where it's like gone, like he still has all those different like time slots, but it seems like he writes it understanding his position as a professional artist, right? And I definitely think that he writes for the performance, because like it's such a performance, right? But anyhow, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Thanks for the video, Hannah. We'll see everyone again soon.